So this is unconfirmed, but it needs to be out there and you need to understand what's going on. That Valery Gerasimov, the head of the general staff, that's like the leading general here, has been killed in Crimea. Again, it's unconfirmed. Ukraine is claiming that. Russia is denying it. But, well, not denying it. They're not saying anything about it necessarily. Now, you have to understand that this was in the Crimea missile strike yesterday, and in that strike, Russia claimed that it downed 10 missiles. And in downing those 10 missiles, generally when they down 10 missiles, the missiles come down one way or another. And even if they strike things, they claim that they downed these missiles. Now, if they did take out Gerasimov, that is absolutely huge, and Ukraine better be aware that they're, if you thought that the missile strike the other day was like the biggest, baddest, worst missile strike that Ukraine has faced, there's going to be a wrathful vengeance, in my estimation, for that, if that actually has happened. Now, we won't necessarily know until it's confirmed one way or another, but if Gerasimov was killed, it's huge. Who is Gerasimov? So Gerasimov is, there's a couple of important things that you need to understand about him. The Gerasimov doctrine has his name. What's the Gerasimov doctrine? It is hybrid warfare. That is that you don't just fight on the ground, but you also fight in the information space, and you do cyber attacks, and you deal with the political and propaganda and all that simultaneously. And each of these are as important as what's going on the ground. So the information warfare, that's huge in Gerasimov's way of fighting and conducting war. Now, Gerasimov was sidelined in the very beginning of the conflict, and that's because he thought that the plan that they had come up with, I'm going to attack here, and I'm going to attack there, and I'm going to attack here, and they'll just see us swarming from everywhere. He thought this was a bad idea. In fact, he was so sidelined, as one of the articles that I read about a year ago said that, this was a reputable news publication, said that he wasn't even aware of the invasion until just before the invasion was to take place. Like, he had everybody out there doing these drills in Belarus, ready to, right? But he wasn't given a notification to go do this until such time. So he was sidelined. Putin kept it close to the chest with Shoigu and a few others that he really trusted. And Gerasimov wasn't trusted to even be in the planning process for that, because he wasn't happy about the whole idea of a multiple-pronged attack. But Gerasimov, that'll be a huge loss if this is true. I stress, we do not know that this has happened yet. Ukraine's reporting, Russia is not saying anything. He was in the proximity of the area where that Crimean strike took place yesterday. The day before, we know he was there. So it is very possible. Okay, I'll keep you updated on that. Thank you for listening, and thank you for caring about Ukraine.